hearing about 5G. 5G is here now. It's literally 5G standalone is up and coming in many North American markets as well. How do you see, the interplay of the priority of 5G or the impact of 5G per se on, let's say, fixed mobile convergence? Is it going to accelerate? It's going to put this on the back burner for convergence, or do you see them somehow evolving together? Curious to hear your thoughts.
Most of the time when people get asked that question, they give an answer from the perspective of users, like in terms of blazing speed and other things. But I want to give you a nerd gearhead answer from the perspective of infrastructure. And hopefully
Wonderful.
This will be a little different than what people would normally say. I grew up with this once every few to maybe decade of years, you need to completely replace the last generation that you built because it was all hardware.
Yes.
From 1G to 2G, you threw out an awful lot of good stuff there, because you're upgrading. And then 2G to 3G, then 3G to 4G, LTE. It was mostly hardware. Those were networks that were awkward. You had to relearn a lot. It was hard. Carrying around big, thick textbooks, to learn the next generation technology. When I saw 5G, and we participated in a lot of the standards and design, I was excited because it was way less hardware and way more software. And I know most people think of hardware in terms of the different metrics and all the superlatives that one uses about the capacity and so on. I like that too. I watch videos too. But the fact that it's so software defined enables two things. One is it'll be a longer lived network because you don't replace hardware as much, you can upgrade. But second, we talked about convergence. That's not easy, right? To do convergence, you have to make a business case that has to have a reasonable payback in a reasonable period of time. It can't be you'll get your money back in 12 years. It's not going to work, especially if you throw the network out. Let's say you're going to replace the network in 8 years, 9 years, and your payback is 12. Who's doing that, right? So the fact that things are software defined allows people like me to make the case that we should converge because the network's going to be around a little longer. Not that 5G is not going to go to 6G, but it's so programmable that from what I can see, a lot of the hardware investment will last much longer than it did before. Nothing lasts forever, but longer. So your business case improves. So if Vic, you and I went, we're working for some service provider, and we say, hey, we want to do this convergence. Finance people say, okay, lay out your case, and we did a big PowerPoint, all spreadsheets, and say, well, we invest this much, we get this much back. It's way better for 5G. When I see the business cases, I go, wow. I think we've moved to the point where the threshold for convergence, for other types of broad initiatives that you'd like to do, it just makes it more feasible. So I know there's a little more gearhead than, 5G is cool because you can watch video so fast. And, we all know that.
Of course, yeah.
But at the infrastructure level, for people who work in the bowels of these things, and, the kinds of companies that you folks deal with at a lot, dealing with network security engineers working in the core, they're all excited because software is a lot less clumsy.
Correct.
It's more flexible than hardware. It is more cost effective, and you can be more creative. So I'm surprised we don't see more startups diving into that. You guys are the cream of the crop. But I would think in the next few years, between 5G and 6G, we'll probably see an awful lot of innovation, creativity around that software-defined core. A lot of it will be around security and privacy.